So a student will be in my introduction unit, and they have, since it's flipped, there's a bunch of videos that they'll be able to see and do, and then eventually I have a quiz at the end of the unit. And basically once the students are done with the unit, I just go to small groups and I delete them from that unit. So in intro cultures, there's no students in there because I've already removed them from there. So when they're done with the unit, they move on to the next unit, which I most likely already have set up, and I just add them to that group. So we just go through different units broken apart, and I can prepare for classes and for units ahead of time by creating them as subgroups.
Why do you do, what's the advantage of adding them in to those units instead of just having all the units out there?
More progression, so they don't skip ahead or anything like that. I potentially could have them all open. Certainly they could go back to previous units then. Not sure, I just thought I'd do it this way this year.
So second semester, as I go through families and finances, I can go close out all those other units and have unit one from last semester be available to them with the library or the full year students. And then do unit two when it's time for unit two.
And so you just give the kids the code for that unit?
Nope, I just add them. So since they're subgroups, all these students are in.
We're in your class.
So if I go to small groups, and I know I still have students in Eurasia, I believe. So since we're done with Eurasia, I still give them like the last 2 units in case they need to make up something available. But now that I know the class is done, I just go like this, and I delete them all from that group. So as opposed to breaking my class into sections by what hour they are in, I just chose to put them all in one group and then break up the units and progress through different things. So if I was just going to start this Eurasia unit, I could just do add all members, and then they can see everything in that unit.
Okay, so now I'm confused. So I'm setting up new groups this semester, and I need to go into each unit and add everybody to it instead of.
Do you have your units broken up by subgroups?
I have my class broken up into small groups that are. Not sure. I have my class broken up into small groups that are by hours. And then I have units in my folders. You actually have groups that are folders?
Yep.
I mean, your unit is actually a group.
Yeah, when I'm talking units, I made them into subgroups as opposed to folders.
My units are in the folder, and I have, by hour, I have subgroups, or small groups.
The folders, you just attach it to whatever group you want to be able to see it.
Okay.
So it's pretty simple.
Once you archive the group, does the kids do or do not have access to the folder still?
They would not have access because it does not look like they are a member of that group anymore.
Okay. So, for example, Chris and I have ours set up similarly. So in my biology class, everybody's in the class, and then I put them into subgroups by hour. And all of my units are in my folders in the library. Justin, Ying, and I have 15 kids switching back and forth. Am I better off starting up a new biology group and have all the kids sign up for that? Or use my current group, take out the kids that aren't in my biology class and just get my code for the biology class that I already have set up, and then reorganize my hours.
It's really up to you. Folders are pretty easy to add and delete. I mean, all I would have to do is take, if I want Vietnam to be here, we'll just drag it in. So adding and removing folders, it just doesn't take that long. It's really up to your own preference as far as how much you want to do.
So, all kids in the class will have access to all the folders that I've created.
All the kids that are members of your group will have access to the folders you've created, that you've given them access to.
Seems like the question would be that, do you want them, do you create a new one or not, because do you want them to have access to the old stuff? And if it's,
Right,
if it's a
and I
new,
don't think that matters.
if it's a new class, new semester, and they wouldn't use anything from the old stuff,
Right.
then it wouldn't
So
matter.
I'm thinking, okay, so let's